Hey there, my name is David Kolar and I'm a musician and composer from Slovakia, and this is my podcast called David Kolar Podcast. I had the privilege to work with great musicians like Pat Mastrotov, King Crimson, Arve Henriksen, Christian Fenes, Eric Truffaz, Rick Cox, and many, many others. So welcome in the last episode of the year 2024. Hey, year 2024 was really productive. I have created music for two big movies in Slovakia. The first one is called Miki. Is the first name of the guy called Mikuláš Černák, and the second movie is Černák. This is his last name, Miki Černák. You know, he was the biggest mafia boss in Slovakia during the 90s. He was connected to the State Police, Slovakian SES, SIS, it's something like FBI in America. And it was really tough, hard times, I remember my father, he had a gun at home, 9mm. And these people in Slovakia, these mafia guys were really crazy, and they killed a lot of people, a lot of businessmen, And I had the privilege to make music for this movie. But what was really difficult for me, that the country is split in two parts. The first part is like they are happy because people want to see it in the movie, the whole idea, and they wanted to see the real story, how it really happened. And the second half is like they don't want to see it. Why? We wanted to make this movie. Our country needs to remember only good things. We have to forget bad things, And I have got a bunch of strange emails and Facebook messages, I have to say that I have lost some of my friends. We weren't good friends, but it's unbelievable for me because I want to see a film about Adolf Hitler or Mafia in America or Dahmer, on Netflix. I know these were bad guys, but we can learn something from the history. So I think it is very important to make movies about people like this, like this guy Mikuláš Černák. The first part is on the Netflix, but it's only on Netflix Czechoslovakia, or maybe if you can find it's somewhere on, I don't know, I don't want to even say it, on torrents, it has English subtitles. Film is quite good, it's a Slovakian production, it's not that big as a Hollywood production, or I don't know, even Narcos, Mexico, or the first part, first Narcos about, the biggest boss in Colombia, so Pablo Escobar. Our boss was much more smaller and didn't have that much money, but the story is really interesting, and I have to say that I have spent 6 months on making this music for this movie, and it was very difficult for me because when I make music for my own albums, my own recordings, I do what I want, what I feel, I just follow my heart. And, when I worked for this movie, I had to change music here and there because director didn't like it or it didn't fit with the movie very well. So, it was, to be honest, it was pain in the ass for me. But it was also school, or I have learned a lot because, I want to make more music for the films. So this was good masterclass for me, so that I have to be patient, and sometimes you have to throw out music which you really like and you feel that it fits with the scene very well. And this is how I used music which they didn't like. I used it with Pat Mastrotov for second Komara recording. I was in Texas, but I will tell you something about this later. Now I want to talk about this movie part on 2024. And for the first part of the movie called Miki, I had 6 months. But for the second part, which is more like Narcos Mexico, a lot of people, a lot of characters are in the movie, and there is maybe 39 music tracks. Some of them has like I don't know, 6 versions or 11 versions. So it's a bunch of music, and it's really stressful for me because now we have a Christmas holidays and I'm working here in the lower room in the house. I'm not in the studio in the center of the town where I live, but I have computer. I have a couple of external monitors here, and headphones and microphones. So I have to say that this is really tough. I have only 2 months to finish the second part of the movie because we have a huge premiere in the capital town of Slovakia in Bratislava on 27th of January, and then 29th of January we have a huge premiere in Prague. So yeah, I have to work like hell, to be honest, on this movie, the second part. But I'm really happy. I have learned a lot, and I think in the future maybe I will get more job, because I think for musician as I am, the best platform is movie, because you can sell your experimental or innovative or creative music, whatever, and this is the best place where you can earn some money and you can work from your home studio. You don't have to sit in the van and play in the shitty clubs for a couple of money. So this was my movie part, and I think it's endless, and sometimes I feel so bad, like I understand Hans Zimmer much more right now, because if I want to work on a bigger productions, you need a music editor, you need the people around you, because I do everything. I record every single instrument, synthesizer, bass guitars, ukulele, electric guitars, baritone guitars, all the rhythm stuff. I have recorded a bunch of drums and noise percussions at Pat Mastelotto Studios in Dripping Springs in Texas, where I was in the end of the November 2024. So, and then I'm editing it, cutting it, and I'm trying to make some sound design in some processions, So it's really tough. So 2024, this was my movie part, and I will tell you something about next Komara album. Yeah, I had the privilege again to work with Pat Mastelotto at his studio in Dripping Springs in Texas. I was there for 7 days, from the 29th of November until the 6th of December. And I have to say that it was, my dream to make a second Komara album, because the first one was life-changing for me. Steven Wilson started to know, who I am, and we started to work together. And I think Pat Mastelotto and our project Komara has opened the door to the bigger musical world here in the Europe, So I really felt that we have to make a second album. And I have tried something, in 2017, 2019, I have sent a couple of demos to Pat. He was when he was at home. He overdubbed these pieces with his drums, but I still didn't like it, because the first Komara was about improvisation. We were together in the studio in Prague for 1 day or maybe 2 days. I think it was only for 1 day, maybe 4, 5, or 6 hours, and Pat cut it in very good way, and this is what you can hear on the first Komara album, except the first piece called Dirty Smelly. I have recorded this idea with the tambourine, in my home studio, and then Pat and Adrian Benavides, they did a fucking good job, and they did this song, you can hear it, Dirty Smelly, somewhere on the internet, and it's very powerful one. So I was at his house 1 year ago. I think almost 2 years, because it was in the January 2023 or February, and we have improvised together. We had something, but I still felt that it is still not there yet. You know what I mean? And then, I wanted to make some more music, but I didn't have any ideas. I worked on my own albums, and the whole year I started to work in last December. I started to work on these mafia films. So, but I had a lot of material which the director, didn't use, and the editor as well. So I have sent it to Pat Mastelotto, and when I went to Texas last November, he played it for me. He overdubbed these tracks with drums, and it was very powerful. And I was like, yeah, we have really good tracks there, so we can cut what we have, what we have made since 2017 or 2019 until 2024. I mean, also with my mafia film tracks, which we didn't use at the end of the day. So we did it, 6 days. We have been working from 8 a.m. in the morning. We had a little break for lunch, and then dinner. And Pat's wife, Deb, she was amazing. She cooked for us like for kings every night. And I think I am heavier now, 2 or 3 kilos. After my trip to Texas. But we did it. We cut a bunch of material. We have something around 52 minutes, and I think we are done. It needs very good mixing, and mastering. And maybe in the middle of the year, we are still looking for the label, for someone who can help us to print the CDs and vinyls, And then we will have a second recording, And it's awesome. I mean, it sounds to me like the best of Komara since 2017 until 2024, because there are some tracks, they sound old to me, because now I am in a different place of the music. Now I am more darker. I don't play that much guitars. I like to work with synthesizers, and effects, but this new album will be mixture of all of these eras since 2017 until 2024 of my life, my creative life. So I'm so happy that we did it, And when I went home, I started to work again on the Mafia movie on the second part. So it's endless, but I'm so happy, that we did it, and it's really inspiring to see Pat Mastelotto every day sitting in the front of his computer, working like hell. Probably we will never earn any money from this, because if we will be not on the stage, it's impossible to sell CDs and vinyls only through the internet. You have to be on the stage, you have to play in the clubs, and have a marriage table and talk to the people and sign the copies, It's very, very difficult. So we did it because we like it, and we want to make people happy, our Komara fans, and maybe even we will get more of them, So, yeah. This is very beautiful on the music, that you do it because you love it, even if you are not paid, mostly underpaid, to be honest, even with the films here in my country, because market is so small, the best selling movie was 400 people in the cinema theaters. So, it's nothing compares to, I don't know, Germany or or UK or America, or China. So it's really small market, So I'm so happy we did it with Pat, and I hope when I will be almost 70, I will be sitting in the studio with younger guy, 41 years old, and we will be making music, together. It's unbelievable. It's so inspiring for me, and you know what? I will play a little sample for you right now. So this was a little sample from our new album. It's not mixed, it's still before mixing and mastering, so it will sound much better in the future on the recording. But this is what it is, This is what we have done together, and I'm so happy, I'm so glad that I had the privilege to be in Texas with Pat, and we finished it. And of course, I have to say the trumpet player is Paolo Ranieri from Italy, and in one piece you will hear also Arve Henriksen, my musical brother, he will be also on the album together. And the sample in this musical piece is also taken from Rick Cox, my musical brother and very good friend of mine from Los Angeles. You can hear his guitars and sounds on very famous movies like Shawshank Redemption and James Bond Skyfall, James Bond Spectre, and Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, all those big movies made by Thomas Newman, amazing composer. He works together with Rick Cox since 1985, if I'm not wrong right now, but I think it was since 1985 or 1987, something like that. So I had the privilege also to work with Rick Cox together. We had a beautiful tour, and I took him to Krakow, to Poland, when we played in Prague, in Bratislava, across the Czech and Slovak Republic. So it was really life-changing for me, and I have learned a lot from Rick Cox. So, yeah, what else? In 2024, I have released 2 albums. The first one was Behind the Frozen Window, on this album. It was released in the beginning of January, and I'm reading their poems with my daughter, poems written by my friend Valery Kupka. He's a very good friend of mine, and these poems are written in Czech, in Slovak and English. Is mixture of those 2 languages, because also I have this schizophrenia when I have to make podcasts in Slovak, and then I have to record in English. Of course my Slovakian is much better than English, but I have 90% of my fans and listeners abroad. They don't live in Czech or Slovak Republic, so that's why I'm doing this podcast, And the second one was Oh Mua Mua. It was released on Bandcamp Friday on the 6th of December, and it's me. I have it here. It's me and the violin and cello and viola and piano. Members of Quasars ensemble from Slovakia and from Poland, and we have played something about this Oh Mua Mua object, which flew through our galaxy, I think in 2019. And the concept of this music is a story about who we are inside, inside of ourselves, when there is something new on the horizon. We are fighting together. We are against it, or we are open for something new. You know, and when I heard for the first time about Oumuamua, I was like, yeah, I have to turn it into the music, because it's something like COVID era, you know, when it's hoax for people, or it wasn't hoax, or there were some chips in vaccines, you know, and all those bullshits, and also if the earth is flat or not. So what you can feel when there is a object from another galaxy flying through our galaxy, and it looks like a pencil. And in the very beginning, the scientists, they thought that it is maybe a message from a different galaxy, which is maybe 200 billion years old, or it has its own solar power system, you know. So it was for me a really good point to make music about how people are split in two parts, and we don't believe in science, and etc. etc. It is also on CD. You can buy it on my Bandcamp. Also, the album Behind the Frozen Window is on my Bandcamp, davidcollar.bandcamp.com, so you can order it if you want. And what else in 2024? I played only 3 concerts, but they were really important for me. They were really big, because it was at Liverpool Music Academy with amazing guitar player and musician Jonathan Crossley and Lucas Ligeti. He was a drummer there, and Lucas, he's a son of a huge and famous composer, György Ligeti. He was from Hungary, but you can hear his music also in big movies like by Stanley Kubrick, in the movies like Shining or Space Odyssey 2021, I think. So it was really a big privilege for me to be there. You know, we played for the students' headphone concert, so everybody had headphones, and they were sitting around us, so they could see to my Ableton Live session, you know, what I'm doing right now. It was really a big moment for me, and I have to say that also we were in the studio, and we have recorded a bunch of material, and we will release album together with Lucas Ligeti and Jonathan Crossley. So it was awesome, I have to say. And then it was concert with Arve Henriksen at Punkt Festival in Kristiansand in Norway. You know what? I wanted to play there maybe since 2014 or 15, but I have to say that I wasn't prepared for that, because the concept of this festival is live remix. So, for example, you are in the main concert hall, there is a concert right now, you are listening to it as a listener, you know. And after this concert, you have to walk down to the smaller concert hall, where on the stage is David Collar and Arve Henriksen, and they will be remixing this concert, which you have been listening, you know, right now. So we had a bunch of samples in our iPhones, you know. So we were there maybe for first 15 minutes to listen to the concert, which was before us. Then we went down to the smaller room, and we started to record it, to prepare some effects, you know, cut some samples. And yeah, this is really tough. You have to be very good improviser, and you have to really know how to work with technologies and create something right now on the stage in the front of the people, you know. And you have these boundaries that you have to work with the material which was played before you on the stage by completely different musicians, you know, and also piano player, double bass player, you know. I don't use these instruments very much in my music, so it was really a challenge, but we did it, you know. And it's very good if you see in the audience Eivind Arseth, amazing guitar player, Nils Petter Molvær, trumpet player from Norway. These two guys, they are amazing musicians, you know. So it was really big thing for me. And the last concert the third one was Oumuamua live in Bratislava, you know, because the album Oumuamua is difficult to say it. Oumuamua. It's a live recording, you know. So we improvised, we had some sketches together on the stage, you know. I just prepared the first part must be something like arrival of the unknown, you know. So we don't know what is coming here, you know. We are getting mad, like, will it destroy our planet? What the hell is this, you know? Then silent tides, you know, earth speak, and then a distant memory, you know, when the object is going out of here and we are okay right now, you know, and we don't want to fight because it's out, and it's just we are searching for something else we have to fight for, you know. So I don't know if I explained it very well. Even for me it's difficult in my own language. So this was my year 2024, and I hope yours was also good and productive, and you guys had a great one. And I have to go back to work on the Mafia movie right now, you know. So thank you for your time, you know. Thank you for listening, and see you soon. Because in 2025 I want to play more. Maybe we will play some gigs with Komara, maybe one or two. I don't know, but we are planning something, and I also want to play my solo concerts, you know, concerts with Arve Henriksen, and this is very important for me. So okay, guys, see you soon. Let's talk, let's chat, you know, and let me know in comments how was your year, and maybe you did find some interesting music. Just leave a comment here, and I will be happy to read it, and we can talk and have fun, because life is about the fun. Okay, guys, Happy New Year, and Merry Christmas, and let's talk soon. Bye.